Hi everyone, welcome to the Avalanche session. So, before getting into the details, for newcomers, these are the areas that I'll focus on in these sessions, and they are based on two key concepts. And also, as usual, a disclaimer: this is for research and education and our discussions only and not financial advice. Please take note of that, and let's get started. AVAX, Avalanche. Let me shrink it a little because we had a very big cycle last round in September, starting from September 2021 all the way to its decline in early 2022. This time around we have a much smaller cycle. So a good comparison would be the cycle we had that started in late 2023. We are having a similar buying climax as compared to last time. It was, the time before last, it was way higher. And so far, in terms of Wyckoff, we are at a point where a very low point is defined. So I'm a bit hesitant to say it's a sign of weakness. Basically, it has, well, according to textbook, it should be, but because the reason I say this is at this point we had a little bit of a small bounce, but it did not return to a higher level with something like this, like a last point of supply test. So I cannot put the sign of weakness over here. If I put it here, the tricky part is, look at this whole accumulation cycle, and here as well. It's basically the price has returned to a point where it should start another round of accumulation instead of this being a sign of weakness in that level. So for this reason, I won't put it here. But we can observe for the coming few weeks how things develop. Say if this indeed is a selling climax, like this one over here, there's a chance that there would be a little bit of rebound similar to this. Basically, this is the automatic rally right after the sign of weakness, or not sign of weakness, sorry, the selling climax. So we see the point over here. The line chart is easier. So if this indeed is a selling climax instead of a sign of weakness, what will happen is there may be a rebound of sort like this to a point somewhere below the purple line, and then we'll see how things develop. There may be a few ups and downs before we see another buying climax, so to say. So the AVAX is a bit tricky in this aspect for Wyckoff, because it has returned to a point where it's way below the automatic reaction, and is actually where the accumulation started. So it's not, I won't say bullish or bearish. The thing that I would also guess is it may not be easy to return to these level of prices, also because of the accumulation zone here. So basically when, or before we get this price action up, we had a pretty long accumulation cycle, and there should be quite a considerable amount of stock in people's hands. That's why there should be quite strong of a support over here. So if we look at here, that's where the two candles we have this week and also the last week is at. So probably they was close above these levels, and that's why I say this range should be a strong support for Avalanche. And looking at this, is actually roughly 1/3 of a year, yeah, 4 months, a little bit more than 4 months of accumulation period, and we only have 91 days. So interestingly, this observation is similar to the prior cycle. So 553 days of accumulation in exchange for roughly 1/3 of the time of distribution. So if using the same calculation, 154 and roughly 90 days. So basically the proportion or the ratio has gone up, and let's see when these accumulation develop. So if this, however, is indeed a sign of weakness and we get a bounce, like a last point of supply or even an upthrust, what we will see is like the price going above and beyond the purple line first, and then if they're really good news and people are really positive about Avalanche, the next test point would be the green line. And in terms of daily chart, basically it's hovering around the midsection or right below the midsection of the long-term playground zone. If I draw a line here, that's around the midpoint, and also where a lot of trading activities happened in the past. So give me a second to change a couple of things here so it won't mess up the weekly chart. So what I was saying is actually this section, and also this section that I just talked about earlier. So the midsection of this, right now the AVAX or Avalanche is trading right below the halfway line. So if it successfully reclaim that halfway line as support line, then there may be a chance that we see another round of activities above it, similar to what we had in the past 2-3 months. If not, it may accumulate below the white line over here, similar to what happened in late 2020, second half of 2024, all the way to near the year end of it. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.